Investigators took another step toward finding the cause of Friday's fire on J Street in Schenectady, right across from City Hall. As Lynn Falsetti shows us, today they also expected to possibly find the bodies of tenants who haven't been seen since the fire.
It's been over 48 hours and still no answers as to what started this fire on J Street that displaced more than 50 people. Also no answers for families still looking for their loved ones. The building is too unsound for investigators to safely gather evidence. Sunday, crews began removing dangerous sections, taking aerial photos with these bucket trucks. Meanwhile, people looked on, still horrified by what happened here. One family that did not want to speak on camera still waiting to hear from their cousin. They say they haven't heard from her since the fire and believe she is no longer alive.
I have to sit there and go back, and try to track everyone down, make sure that everybody's accounted for, determine, hey, did you know who was staying in this apartment? Just verifying all the records that we have, as well as looking for other potential leads.
One of the biggest challenges for investigators is determining exactly who was living in the buildings at the time, who was just staying there, and who was subletting. They say the records are not very clear of that. What they're doing during the demolition is going through piece by piece, gathering evidence, and potentially locating those that are missing. Schenectady police are hoping that once the building is secure, they can determine if there are any bodies inside. Also, where the fire started and how. They tell us they are looking into reports that there were no working fire alarms and claims that someone had shut them off.
The apartment was beautiful, but everything leading up to it looked like it hadn't been taken care of very well for a while. I never heard any alarms going off in my building.
Ben Seville watched his crews work to secure the building.
I'm looking for my roommate's cat, who we were unable to grab on the way out.
He had just moved into a fourth-floor apartment in 102 J Street the day before the fire, and now has lost everything.
I'm stunned, thinking the whole time, what if I had just waited one more day,
In Schenectady, Lynn Falsetti, CBS 6 News.
The Red Cross shelter at Christ Church will shut down tomorrow. We've learned that City Hall will be open tomorrow, but the J Street and the Liberty Street entrance will remain closed. And you can stay up to date on this story online and on air, CBS6Albany.com. Just look under the top stories when you get there. You can also find us on Facebook, and we're on Twitter, too.